and thank you for joining us on Future TV. I'm Lina Tamim, and these are today's top stories. The Lebanese delegation to Indonesia says the surviving asylum seekers will return to Lebanon on Saturday. U.S. police shoot a female motorist dead after a high-speed chase near the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. And Rag Hunter co-founder Serena Abbas is in our studios talking about the online experience of fashion. The Lebanese delegation to Indonesia says it has finished the necessary legal procedures for the 18 Lebanese citizens who survived after a boat sank last week to return to Lebanon. The national news agency says the delegation, presided by State Minister Ahmed Karami, has yet to provide the traveling tickets to the survivors. The group is expected to head to Lebanon on Saturday and arrive on Sunday morning. The Lebanese delegation visited Indonesia to follow up on the issue of the asylum seekers who drowned near the Indonesian coast, as Lebanon's premier called for refraining from politicizing the incident. Lebanese security forces have deployed in Tripoli as part of the newly approved security plan for the northern city. Interior Minister Marwan Shadbel says the implementation of the security plan that was set for Tripoli has officially begun. The Lebanese army has erected checkpoints at the entrance of the Jabal Muhsin neighborhood, as well as on the road from the nearby Al-Qubbi area leading to Zgharta. Security forces have also deployed near Al-Hayk Al-Aliya hospital and at the entrance of the Abu Samra area. ISF members were also seen at the city's entrance from the International Highway near Palma Beach Resort and near the Equality Inn Hotel. The security plan for Tripoli aims at eliminating all non-state weapons and restoring security and reconciliation among the city's residents. Prime Minister Najib Mikati has expressed Lebanon's readiness to facilitate the passage of any humanitarian aid to Syria, hoping the international community will continue supporting Lebanon to confront the refugee crisis. During talks with UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in New York, Mikati said Lebanon can't bear alone the burdens imposed by the refugee crisis. World Bank Group President Jim Yong Kim has recently warned that the country is heading towards a disaster over the alarming influx of Syrian refugees into its territories. For his part, the UN chief noted the importance of continued international support to cope with the growing number of refugees. Ban also reiterates the UN support for the policy of dissociation to preserve Lebanon's security and stability. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad warns Turkey it will pay dearly for supporting rebels fighting to overthrow his regime. In an interview broadcast on Turkish television, Assad was being interviewed over the presence of al-Qaeda-linked rebels on the long and volatile border between the two nations. There are several hardline Islamist groups among the numerous rebel formations fighting in Syria. Relations between once close allies Damascus and Ankara have deteriorated since the popular uprising against Assad's regime in 2011. Since the Turkish government became one of the most fervent supporters of the Syrian rebellion. Turkey's parliament on Thursday extended for 1 year a mandate that would allow the country to send troops to Syria if necessary. U.S. police have shot a female motorist dead after she led them on a high-speed chase from near the White House through the streets of downtown Washington to the Capitol building. Lawmakers and tourists scattered and ducked for cover as shots rang out during a police operation to halt the woman who was driving with a 1-year-old girl in her black sports car. Washington police say the suspect had been pronounced dead but refused to discuss the driver's possible motive while the investigation was ongoing. Her identity is being withheld until her next of kin could be notified. The source says the young girl is unharmed. Coast Guard boats and helicopters are searching the sea off the Italian island of Lampedusa for hundreds of people missing a day after a boat carrying African migrants sank, killing at least 127 people. Reports say more than 100 people were rescued, but several hundreds others are still unaccounted for. Sources say there may have been a malfunction on board, and the migrants were believed to have created a small fire on the boat to attract the attention of the Coast Guard. And still to come in our program, we continue with Autumn Insights series with our very own Yumna Station. Fall is here, and what's autumn like without a little style and advice from our entrepreneurs/fashionistas? Over to you, Yumna.
Our guest today is Sirine Abbas, the co-founder of Rag Hunter, the only search engine for fashion items that are currently available in stores across the country. Users can search for fashion items with specific criteria, or they can browse through the website to discover new stores and designers. Rag Hunter has around 80 stores and designers across Lebanon on the platform, with around 300 daily visitors to the website. Welcome, Sirine.
Thank you.
So I noticed that when you check out the website, you only display about 20 or 30 pieces from a specific store. So why not display the whole collection? Is there like a specific criteria you go by to pick the items?
I mean, no, we leave that open to the fashion retailers. They choose whatever items they want, and we display it for them on the website. And it kind of depends on the package that they've taken with us. So we can display up to thousands of items, and we can display up to hundreds of items.
So usually they choose what items you display. Is it usually
there's no cap on how many we can display.
Okay, so there's no cap on how many you can display. But what about the selection process between you and the retailer? How does that work?
In terms of selecting the items, or in terms of, well, I mean, we leave it up to them, because we take it as they are specialized in knowing what their customers would like to see, or what they would want to push or promote, what's classic in their store, what's kind of a trend item. They know the kind of balance, and what we do is we kind of provide that portal for them to actually just display their items.
How do you measure Rag Hunter's success? Because I know that basically people go through the website to search for clothing and where the different stores have, but not to buy.
Yeah.
So how do you measure and get feedback over how items are selling, whether people are going to the stores or not?
Definitely. I mean, Rag Hunter is a kind of marketing platform. So the way that we engage, the level of engagement with our users, the people who are actually interacting with us on a daily basis, is one of the biggest indicators of success for us. So, for example, I'll give you an idea. Our daily visitors spend, on average, per person, between 6 to 7 minutes on the website, and that's a long time online. It shows that they're actually taking their time. They're going through the website, they're browsing, they're taking their time, they're learning, they're discovering items.
But that's just browsing the website. But then how does it translate into, are they actually going to the store? You know, because the way the website is made, it's made for people who may not have time to shop, like around the holidays or when you're in a hurry. You'll just check the app. They have an app. And basically,
we have an app now.
I know, now you have an app. We're actually showing the pictures on the screen here, and so they'll be checking it. And then how do you measure? Because you can't track them. So, and you're advertising for the store. So how do you know that? Okay, are they going to go? Are they not going to go?
Okay. This is, I guess, the way to put it is it's one of the biggest challenges for marketers online that are trying to connect to the consumer's journey and the way that they're actually interacting offline. And this is a global phenomenon. So this is something that we are kind of trying to figure out across the globe. It's the way you're marketing online and the way that you're actually being like, okay, fine, so what's actually happening offline? How are we affecting the journey, the shopping journey, that's what we like to call it, of the consumer. And the thing is, it's called really a multi-channel approach. There are different ways in which you'll track. There's no one big bang solution in which you're going to like find out all the information. So it's a combination of, for example, when we just launched our app. So checking in, we're going to incentivize the consumers to check in, so we have an indication that way. We have a very close relationship with
to check in on the website.
To check in when they actually enter the store.
So when they enter the store, how do you know how do you track that?
Because on our app, everything is geolocated. So in order to actually use the Rag Hunter app, you need to turn on your location services.
So your GPS monitor,
basically.
Okay.
So we know where you are. So if you go to, for example, GS, and you check into the store for some sort of incentive that we're giving you, we can track. We know how many people are actually checking into the store. Another thing is that we have a very close relationship with our fashion retailers, so they do tell us when things are coming into the store.
Do you update it on a daily basis? How does it work in terms of items? A new item comes and then they want to advertise it, so how does it work?
Definitely. I mean, this is the core of what we do. We are there to show you what's in the market. So updating items, adding items, putting them on sale, putting them sold out, that's the core of what we do. It's a daily operation.
Speaking of shopping and online and offline, do you have plans to go into online purchasing and shopping?
Well, that's an interesting question. Everybody asks us that. The thing is with Rag Hunter is, what's unique about Rag Hunter is that It is a very targeted marketing platform for fashion retailers.
Who do you target? Who's your target market?
Who are our target users? We're targeting time-consumed shoppers who need the most relevant information in the fastest time possible. So take you, for example, you're busy, you're a working lady. If you have, for example, a friend's cocktail party on Friday and you really don't have time to go around, but you need a black dress, you can go on raghunter.com, search for black dress within a certain price range that you want, let's say $200, and you can even specify the location, so Beirut suits. And you would hit the search button and we would show you everything that's available that matches your search query, where it's found, the material, the price, everything.
So no plans to go into online purchasing. However, you know, when you're thinking about the next step, right, in your business plan, what do you think, where do you see Rag Hunter going if there will be no online purchasing? Is it going to be just a wider range of search engines? What do you have in mind?
I mean, just to tackle your point about, Rag Hunter will, the way that we see it today, I mean, we're a startup at the end of the day, right? I mean, we can't...
You started in December 2012.
Exactly. We've been alive for 10 months now. So you never know what happens. But the plan is today is that we want Rag Hunter to be this go-to reference, your shopping buddy, for everything that's local fashion, your local fashion market. So if it's deals, if it's events, if it's fashion items that you're browsing for, Rag Hunter is your go-to reference. You start your shopping experience with Rag Hunter. So whether we take Rag Hunter to Dubai, even to London, or whatever it is, we're kind of connecting the online and the offline experience. We're like giving you a transparent layer over what's happening, what's actually available in your local fashion market.
Right, so it's marketing and advertising for the stores, for people who don't have a lot of time and who need it quickly. But eventually, did you ever, when you thought about this plan, did you ever think, am I going to get competition? Maybe the stores are going to start doing it themselves and then I'm going to get competition and it might not work?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the interesting part is that the idea of Rag Hunter came out of months of research that Narina Najam and I did. We're two co-founders, and Jad Sarut as well, third co-founder of Rag Hunter. And the insights that came out is that if fashion retailers wanted to do it themselves, it's actually pretty expensive, it's time-consuming. And the way that we hit our reach, because we include everybody on the same platform, it's actually much bigger and much more effective. So they're kind of outsourcing their online fashion marketing to us. We're dealing with all the dirty work of actually getting the pictures online,
so you're helping them out in the sense that you're basically you're doing their work for them.
Exactly.
I want to end with you telling me about the competition tomorrow that's taking place in Beirut Souk. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Definitely. So we just launched our mobile app a few days ago. And in celebration of this, we decided to do an event, which is a styling event. It's going to be really fun. So basically, we have 20 contestants who are going to come down to Beirut Suits tomorrow. We're going to give them rules for the competition. They don't know about them yet. They're going to find out on the spot. They're going to use the Rag Hunter mobile app to search for fashion items in order to create this look from stores in Beirut Suits on the ground, so they're going to be like hunting around.
And the retailers are going to be there, and it's going to be like the big party where people go, and it's basically who's like the best dressed.
Yeah, they're going to be judged on certain criteria. We have 4 judges.
Who's judging?
Amazing people. We're really lucky they're on board with us. We have Krikor Jabatian, fashion designer, Aya Jamal, who's the editor-in-chief of You Magazine, Tarim Addim, who's a wonderful fashion photographer, and of course Hadia Sanno.
Okay.
And she's the exclusive fashion stylist in Beirut.
And that's taking place tomorrow in Beirut Souk at
4 p.m. Okay. So please join us.
So make sure you go there and you dress to impress. Thank you so much, Sirine Abbas, for being here. That was the co-founder of Rag Hunter, Sirine Abbas, with me, ending this Friday on a very fashionable note. Back to you, Linda.
Thank you, Yumna. And on that note, as she said, we end our bulletin for today. Now for a recap of our headlines. The Lebanese delegation to Indonesia says the surviving asylum seekers will return to Lebanon on Saturday. The U.S. police shoot a female motorist dead after a high-speed chase near the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. And finally, Rag Hunter co-founder Sirine Abbas is in our studios talking about the online experience of fashion. Those were your Friday headlines from the English News Team here at Future Television. We'll be back again tomorrow for more updates. Don't miss it.